Good morning, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day. What a beautiful day for those who are in love and for those who don't have a significant other exactly. It's a great day for friends and all that other kind of love, family love. Don't feel that Valentine's Day is just for the couples, because I really don't think that it is. I think that it should be a time where you're just very reflective of the people that matter most to you. Even though it is a commercial holiday, it's still a good, it's like Christmas and Thanksgiving. It's a reminder to remember who matters and to let them know that you love them. So do all that today. I wish that the only news I had to report this morning was words of love and stuff like that. But I also want to acknowledge the other side of love. So this is almost like trailing off of my other video, which is men don't make a move. And before anyone says like it's not like a men versus women thing, I think anyone, and I acknowledge this in my video, that anyone who is inappropriately touching someone else is at fault, and anyone who makes an action without the other person's consent is in the wrong, because there is a chance of it not being received well, and that's really important to remember on days like this, because people emotions are high. Some people are like, well, it's Valentine's Day, maybe I'll just grab that girl and kiss her, or maybe it's on the girl's side, you know, like it happens both ways. I'm not gender specific in that way, or like sex specific or anything like that. I think just in general, people need to be careful, and if you want to tell someone you love them today, or that you like them, or that you have a crush on them, do it with words, do it with sentiment. You can write a letter, you can buy a bear, but let's not get into the whole action thing. So with that, I'm gonna follow up on what happened to me about a week ago, or at least like the end of last week, which is I went to a gas station, and I'm always very friendly, I'm always very polite, I say thank you, I smile a lot, that's just who I am, and I don't feel like I have to change that, and I don't think anyone should change who they are, but I do feel that people need to be careful, especially women, not that men don't either, but I'm saying especially women, because people interpret friendliness for flirtation, and it's a terrible truth, but it is still a truth, which is why I hate when girls attack girls for saying that they're flirty when they're really just good, genuine people who are very social butterfly-y like me, and that it's interpreted the wrong way. So everyone has to be a little bit more open-minded to people who are outgoing, I think. But beyond that, so I went to a gas station last week, and I've gone there a lot of times. The guy has kind of teased me with my money a few times, and be like he'll give me like half of my change, and then like I count it, and then he's like, all right, you're missing one more, and I'm like, okay, fine, like it's a joke. I haven't made it, like, and that was only one time, but like that's an example, like it was a joke, and I'm like, I don't like that, but it's a joke, you know. So, and I go there all the time, so it's on my way to work, so it makes it really easy for me. But the last time that I went, the guy actually I was out using a different car, so instead of reaching across my car to give him money, he just takes my money. He was on my driver's side, and instead of just taking my money, he grabbed and rubbed my hand, and I was in shock. So when people say, oh, it's your fault if you don't say anything in the moment, that whole fight or flight thing, or deer in headlights, all those reactions are true and honest, and not at fault of the people who are put in uncomfortable positions, because it takes a moment to process. It takes a moment to realize, like, what happened? What was the intention? I feel uncomfortable. I think someone did something wrong. What do I do? And especially if you're like on your way to work and you're running late and your mind is running a mile a minute, it's hard sometimes to react in the way that makes you feel better, and react in the way that you defend yourself in the right way. So, and again, by defending yourself, I think you do that with words. If it's really serious, you involve other people, and you take care of it either with, like, through a lawyer or a teacher or a parent or something, someone who has more authority, but it's always important to stand up. So I wanted to follow up with this on this day of all days, just because I finally I did finally go back. I actually went back 3 times afterwards, but this was the first time that I confronted this person after the fact. So the first time I went back, it was after work that same day, where he rubbed my hand, which I still, if you work at a gas station, or you're a teller or a cashier, don't touch the people who are giving you money. And when they confront you about it, you don't have to lie, just apologize. And it doesn't really matter, because the person will respond however they want to, but don't do what this guy did. So this is what happened. I went back the same day after work, and he wasn't there. I spoke with the manager and let him know what happened, and he said that he would take care of it, but I don't know that he did anything, so I might have to follow up with that too. But he said he would talk to him or report him or whatever the proper protocol is. After that, it was a matter of, I didn't feel comfortable going back alone yet, so I told my boyfriend what happened that same day. And the following day, he went back with me, but I didn't want to leave the car because I didn't want to, I was still very uncomfortable, which I think is okay and understandable. So I had him talk to him and point me out and say, and what my boyfriend said was like, you touched my girlfriend, and the guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about, da 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 da, and he's like, I don't know who she is. And it was like, he's like, you shouldn't be and my boyfriend, his point was, you don't touch anybody. It doesn't matter if you remember who I am, which of course he would, because he saw me at least like 20 times in the past. But, and obviously this whole scenario happened. But my boyfriend was like, it doesn't matter who it is. You don't touch anyone. You don't touch a girl. You shouldn't do that. And granted, I didn't get the whole conversation because, like I said, I was in the car. But at the same time, I think that he handled it. Like, he didn't hit the guy, he didn't do anything, he just confronted him and like called him out and was like, don't do that, basically. And I was really appreciative of it. And like, it wasn't like he didn't make a scene. The guy called my boyfriend an asshole, but he made his point, and that did make me feel safer to have this guy know that, and who knew I had a boyfriend, because the time that the person's car I was driving that day, I said, he's like, whose car is this? This is my boyfriend's car. But whatever. So the point is that still wasn't enough for me, because I didn't feel that I handled it, I didn't handle it myself, and I didn't feel empowered, and I still had that hesitation. I'm like, I don't get to go to my gas station because I don't feel safe without my boyfriend, so I have to take care of this myself, so that I know that I'm safe if I ever go back there. Because you never know, like, it might just be, and everyone might be like, he just rubbed your hand. But who's to say that the next time I go there, I have to go to the bathroom, or, oh shit. Sorry. Whew, that was scary. Okay. So who's to say the next time that I went there, it wouldn't be something more, because I didn't address it the first time, so he thinks that those boundaries are okay. And that's the whole point, is that those boundaries should not be passed and should not be crossed. And so I went back there today, and I confronted him myself. I stayed in my car and I was like, listen, you already met my boyfriend, and I told your manager, but last time I was here, you rubbed my hand when you took my money. And he's like, oh no, sometimes when you take money, you touch people. I'm like, well, you're not gonna touch me again, because if you touch me again, I'm not gonna, I will get you fired. Like, this is not okay. And then he kept trying to say, like play dumb about it, but I'm like, this is really serious. I felt really uncomfortable. You should be apologizing to me. And so today, everyone should feel safe. Everyone should feel love. And that's where I'm gonna end it. So everyone stand up for themselves and be safe today. Bye. Happy Valentine's Day. And